Mike here. Okay, so we need two companies to get us out of the current situation of despotism via the lack of personnel at the middle levels of appointees. The people who Trump fired and didn't put in as assistant secretaries and such, or even deputy assistant secretaries, and also those who had been Biden appointees in the same roles and are gone. There should be two consulting firms, both employee owned, one for the Democrats, one for the Republicans, of people who have served in executive capacities like negotiators, AID people, people who are useful, people who have been A-76 contractors, at least some of them. I could do it. Or, people who have been Beltway bandits for a while. But mostly the senior people. They should be cleared, or their clearances should be renewed. If they have credentials, at the graduate level or the equivalent, that should be taken as a qualification, and they could be drawn upon for two things. One is to actually do work on an A-76 basis. For the current administration, the Republican employee-owned company would do that, but they could also hire from the other party as well, just to get things done when there's nobody appointed. Not as a sworn person, although they certainly could be appointed in that capacity, but just as a backfiller. We need somebody like that for embassy work, for policy work in general. Again, one in each party, having had significant experience at the executive level, so that they're hireable, or hire them. So the government goes back to work. Right now, it's a hodgepodge. Right now, nothing's being done to really negotiate in Iraq. So let's do it. Two nonprofits with clearances. So when the next president comes in, he or she can look at the personnel in both parties, but mainly in their own party, to appoint them, to contract with them for some jobs, and just appoint them because if they already have clearances, they could and qualifications in an area, they can quickly be used to staff the government. I mean, they can go right to appointment and confirmation, without much in the way of review, and they'd be approvable, shall we say, especially if they've already had approval. So if they've had approval, if they've already been confirmed previously, they should be able to act. So that gives you the acting people until they are approved or are confirmed, but or appointed to Schedule C or contractor professional positions. So yeah, thought for the day. If you're an expert, to set it up, you don't have to have an active Congress or anything. You just have to have people getting together. The parties can organize it or facilitate it, either jointly or individually, and put these people forward. Unsolicited bids. It's not hard to do. You just need people to show up with their paperwork, and that would be enough. So not a hard thing to look at. Hopefully something like that can be done. If you're watching this and you're a fan, put it forward. Tell your congressman, tell your party leadership, tell your state committee member. They're often running for election right now, or have recently. Just do something, because we can't take much more of what's going on now. Thank you for your attention in this matter.